Hey folks, Matthew Weiss here, www.weiss-sound.com, www.theproaudiofiles.com. I am here to tell you that when you download an acapella for remixing, you can still treat that acapella. Here's the thing. When you get an acapella for a remix, specifically in something like an EDM record, something like that, that acapella has generally been treated. However, it's been treated to match the original song. It's the original song a cappella. And so while for the most part it probably sounds right, it doesn't mean that it's necessarily spot on for the track that you're constructing around that a cappella. Okay, let's give an example here. Here is a remix provided to me by my friend Everbeats, and it has this vocal in it.
How quickly I come undone, like melting ice on the sun. Why would that stop when I...
And it sounds pretty good. However, I think that the original track was possibly a slightly darker sounding record overall, or a slightly more analog sounding record overall. I want this vocal to stand out a little bit more bright, a little bit more clearly, and mesh with the brighter tones of this record. So I am going to throw on this EQ.
How quickly I come undone, like melting ice on the sun. Why would that stop when I'm falling free in the midnight day?
Alright, let's hear that in solo.
Falling free in the midnight daydream. Falling free in the midnight daydream. Oh.
So what's going on under the hood here? Well, I felt that it was a brighter record, I felt that it was a cleaner record, so I wanted it to stand a little bit more presently, and I wanted it to have a little bit more polish to it. And so what I'm doing here is I'm taking out a little bit of some spots in the mid-range that I felt were a little ugly, and also etching down the very low range just slightly. This is almost an imperceptible difference, and then giving it just a little bit of presence in the upper mid-range. And I will show you exactly what's going on one step at a time.
Falling free in the midnight daydream. Oh, you watch me and I'm exposed like light.
So that 560 hertz cut that I'm doing, that's primarily cleaning up and cutting down the room tone from the reverb that's on those vocals that was printed onto them. And then similarly, this 360 hertz cut,
Falling free in the midnight daydream. Oh, you watch me and I'm exposed.
just a slightly boxy tone. And so I'm etching that out a little bit. Given the context of a different mix, that tone might be necessary for the vocal to sound like it has body. However, in this particular remix, we don't need that tone there.
Falling free in the midnight daydream. Oh, you watch me and I'm exposed like lightning bolts in my bones. Why would that stop when I'm falling?
The low end bump is just a little bit of extra woof that's in there. It's very, very subtle, but it's something where I'm playing a game of inches here, so even if I hear it just a little bit, that's enough. That's probably the least impactful move of the whole EQ process here.
Falling free in the midnight daydream. Oh, you watch me and I'm exposed.
So this 1.5 hertz. So this 1.5 kilohertz boost here is it's not really going to make too much sense in solo. So I'm going to play it in the context of the record.
Falling free in the midnight daydream. Falling free in the midnight daydream.
It makes the vocal step forward a little bit so that it makes sense with that snare and with some of the brighter synths. Here's exaggerated.
Falling free in the midnight daydream. Falling free in the midnight daydream. Oh.
So in a way, actually, it sort of illustrates that point, which is that if you were to hear this in solo mode with the 1.5 decibel boost at 1.5 kilohertz, it sounds a little bit grungier because there's some grungy tones there. But because it helps it stand forward, it's still sort of a necessary move. So this is why every context sort of dictates what the EQ is going to be.